Now at 5, a handful of education bills are making their way through the State House today. Our Will Keneally breaks them down. Then our Ellie LaLiberte talks about the minimum wage, the ins and outs of working for just $7.25 an hour. And then a sweeping study cast doubt on a safety measure for one of America's most popular sports. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. Eric is off this week. The alert days ahead and yesterday's snowfall are staying top of mind today. The city of Madison is continuing its snow emergency through tonight. It continues from 1 tomorrow morning through 7 a.m. And that means alternate side parking rules are in effect tonight. You'll need to park on the side of the street with even house numbers. If your street is full of cars and there's no room, there is free overnight parking available in city parking garages from 9 o'clock tonight until 7 tomorrow morning. And now with more on another alert day tomorrow, Alex is out on the sunny but very chilly weather patio. Hi, Alex.
Hey there. Yeah, I call this the deceptive sunshine, Susan, because it looks nice outside, but it's cold. I will have limited time out here on the patio to run back into the warmer studio. Cold temperatures out ahead of the next set of alert day conditions for impactful snow in southern Wisconsin. We already have winter weather advisories for much of the state of Wisconsin for this next batch of snow that's on the way that we actually started talking about first really a week ago. And here we are on the precipice of this next weather event. Widespread 3 to 6 inches of snow expected Friday going on into Saturday. And I really want to emphasize this is also going into Saturday as well. But first, that Friday evening commute, we know a lot of folks probably have plans RE the holiday tomorrow. With the snow coming down at a heavy rate, it's going to be a slow go in southern Wisconsin. Increasing confidence, I was talking about this last night, in the potential for more snow on Saturday. And as that increasing confidence continues to rise, it looks like we may have to increase our overall snowfall totals, which I'll show you coming up in Maine weather. So additional snow from Friday night going into Saturday expected. Cold out here tonight, but this is nothing cold-wise compared to what's also coming in the forecast. We'll discuss that in a few more minutes.
All right, Alex, thank you. We have a programming note for those of you who watch us on YouTube TV. Your access to WISC-TV could be interrupted starting tonight at 10 p.m. YouTube TV and CBS's parent company, Paramount, are negotiating a new agreement. And if negotiations don't succeed, our station will not be in the channel lineup past 10 p.m. local time tonight. We want you to know that our station, WISC-TV, is cut out of these negotiations. This dispute is between YouTube TV and Paramount. Here are your best options for CBS programming if that happens. Important local news and vital local weather information. You can subscribe to the DirecTV stream, sign up with your local cable and satellite provider, or you can always watch us for free with an antenna. We'll provide updates on this situation on our website, channel3000.com. At the state capitol next week, lawmakers are set to vote on their first package of bills this session. When the assembly meets, we're expecting them to vote on a series of election bills, as political reporter Will Keneally explains.
The Assembly Education Committee advanced today a slate of 5 education bills that will be on next week's calendar. They include provisions to create education standards on civics education and cursive writing, with some final debate from state lawmakers.
There are many school districts that have cursive writing in their curriculum, and we are usurping local control, which seems to be another theme with bills coming from majority party.
Another bill to keep an eye on, an education bill that would undo changes to how the state evaluates failing schools.
DPI is really failing our schools, failing our educators. To me, this is just a no-brainer, and we've got to get back to helping school districts assess where they're really at so they can measure their own progress.
We're expecting these bills to get a vote in the Assembly on Wednesday. They will then head across the Capitol to the State Senate. Reporting in Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Will. The Assembly will also debate a bill that would create a cell phone ban for Wisconsin schools. On Tuesday, Madison Metropolitan School District teachers received an email from the district explaining an error that led to them paying too little in taxes, and now teachers are needing to pay in. The district said that after the end of last year, they found out that updates to their system may have excluded too much income from taxation. In a statement from the Madison district, they say we have taken immediate steps to prevent this error from happening again. This includes ensuring accurate system updates and a mandatory double checking process for those updates. A live look now at downtown Milwaukee, where the public school district, quote, struggles with a culture that is resistant to change. That's according to an audit that Governor Tony Evers released this afternoon. Auditors found the district with 66,000 students, the biggest in the state, must make sweeping high-level changes to be more transparent with parents and taxpayers. The audit made a total of 29 recommendations to the district, and Governor Evers says this is a critical step in getting the Milwaukee Public Schools back on track. MPS staff say this audit will serve as a guide for improvement. Now, former Boston school superintendent Brenda Casilius is now taking the superintendent role amid this audit. 4 teens suspected of attacking and robbing a student at Madison East High School last week have been arrested. That's according to Madison police. 2 15-year-olds and 2 16-year-olds were placed under arrest. Police say the teens were taken into custody under the probable cause of substantial battery, strong armed robbery, and disorderly conduct. Officers are now looking for a 17-year-old who they believe is connected to that attack. Wisconsin has not raised its minimum wage in nearly 15 years, even as the cost of living continues to rise. Our Ellie LaLiberte breaks down what impact, if any, that has had on businesses and employees in our state. Ellie?
Yeah, Susan, at the start of the year, 21 states raised minimum wage, and that includes our neighbors, Minnesota at $11.13, Illinois at $15, and Michigan at $10.56 an hour. But Wisconsin stuck at $7.25 since 2009. That $7.25 is the federal minimum wage, and Wisconsin is one of 18 states that remain at that benchmark. But because of a tight labor market, employees are largely paying more than minimum wage. However, UW Associate Professor Laura Dresser says a low wage can make it easier for some employees to be taken advantage of.
The more they are kind of dependent on that job, the more that can be leveraged into exploitation. And so that happens more at the bottom of the labor market. A higher floor on wages kind of lifts that up and says work is going to be rewarded this way.
If minimum wage were to be raised to $15 an hour, the 2 industries that would see the greatest impact are restaurant and retail workers. And tonight at 6, you can hear directly from those industries and what they think of Wisconsin's minimum wage.
We will see you tonight at 6, Ellie. Thank you. A new study from the University of Wisconsin found that football helmets with Guardian caps offered little to no protection against concussions. Professor Aaron Hammer led a study involving 2,600 high school football players, some of whom wore specialized Guardian caps during practices. The results showed no significant reduction in concussion risk for those wearing the extra padding.
So the idea is that you have extra padding, which might absorb some of the impact forces from a collision when you're playing football. I think it makes sense to suspect that maybe adding more padding could help prevent more of those forces from reaching the brain. We did not find that they were effective, however.
Hammer says while the caps may absorb some impact, systemic changes like rule changes and better coaching are likely more impactful in protecting young athletes. As football season approaches, Hammer urges parents to carefully weigh the risks and benefits before allowing their kids to play football. A Texas man is suing the Green Bay Packers over a data breach with the Packers Pro Shop website. Brian Garcia is accusing the team of failing to properly secure and safeguard private information. He filed the lawsuit seeking class action designation so that others may join as well. It's unclear how much money Garcia is seeking. The team has not responded to this filing, but has offered credit monitoring and identity theft services to its customers. And speaking of the Packers, former Packer quarterback Aaron Rodgers is no longer a member of the New York Jets. The team announced the decision today, ending their brief and rocky relationship. Rodgers joined the Jets in 2023 after a trade with the Packers. Last year, Rodgers threw for nearly 4,000 yards and 28 touchdowns. The Jets have not announced who will take over their quarterback role. Well, it seems like we went most of the winter without any snow, and now we're getting it all back at once. Alex is back after the break with a breakdown of tomorrow's alert day. And then the seat for the nation's top health official has been filled. We'll tell you where the votes in Congress fell. On Wall Street today, numbers are in the green after President Trump held off on some new tariffs. The Dow closed up 343 points, the Nasdaq gained 295, and the S&P 500 was up 63. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been confirmed and sworn in as the Health and Human Services Secretary. Senators voiced concerns against Kennedy due to his past of vaccine denial and concerns of profiting from his position. The vote was 52-48, which was largely along party lines. The only Republican to vote against Kennedy's confirmation was Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell, who has voted against 3 of Trump's cabinet nominees. That is more than any other Republican senator. President Trump signed more executive orders this afternoon regarding tariffs. It comes ahead of a meeting at the White House with the head of India. Erica Brown is on Capitol Hill with the latest on that, plus the fallout from the president's comment Wednesday that the U.S. and Russia have agreed to start negotiating to end the war in Ukraine.
President Trump signed an executive order Thursday to determine sweeping reciprocal tariffs on U.S. trade partners.
Whatever they charge us, we're charging them, so it works out very well.
The new tariffs would match what other countries impose on American imports, escalating fears of a global trade war and higher prices for American consumers.
Economists have said, time and time again that tariffs do end up being a bit of a short-term and potentially long-term effect on things like inflation. And obviously that affects price levels that we see on the consumer level.
The president's announcement came just ahead of a meeting with India's prime minister at the White House. The U.S. imports far more from India than the other way around.
India traditionally is just about the highest tariff country. They charge more tariffs than any other country. And we'll be talking about that.
The new tariffs are in addition to the 25% Trump already imposed on steel and aluminum imports earlier this week. President Trump also addressed his comment Wednesday that the U.S. would lead negotiations with Russia to end their war with Ukraine, saying he trusts Russian President Vladimir Putin when it comes to ending the war.
I believe that he would like to see something happen. I trust him on this subject.
Earlier in the day, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said his country will not accept any agreements without direct involvement in the talks. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
President Trump also said he wants to discuss reducing nuclear weapons with Russia and China in the near future. Alex is here now with a look at your full forecast, a day to dig out before the next round of snow comes. Alex,
get ready to shovel more. It's on the way. Let's start off with our alert day graphic here. 3 to 6 inches of snow widespread for all of southern Wisconsin Friday going into Saturday. And I want to emphasize going into Saturday. Yesterday I started talking about some uncertainty with Saturday, but what's certain first, that Friday evening commute is going to be impacted by heavy wet snow. Wouldn't even be surprised to get a little bit of thunder from this batch of snow Friday evening. So if you have any travel planned Friday evening, maybe you want to encourage your holiday plans. Maybe it's at home. But if you are going to be out and about, just take it slow, take it easy. We have winter weather advisories. Probably saw that showing up on your First Warn Weather app today. This goes through 6 a.m. on Saturday for all of southern Wisconsin, and I'm not going to be surprised if this is extended. Here's why. We're confident in the Friday night weather event, at least 2, 3, 4, 5 inches of wet snow. Yesterday, we did not have high confidence. Will we have redevelopment of snow on Saturday? But weather models are coming in, and most are in agreement of additional snow adding up on Saturday on the backside of this weather event. So our First Warn Weather Team current projection right now of snow looks for 3 to 6 inches in Madison. But this band here, we call this the deformation zone. This is the backside of a weather system adding some additional snow accumulation stretching from southwest Wisconsin up to the Dells and then east towards Lake Michigan. Always expect a little bit more near the lake when the lakes are open because you get a little bit of lake effect enhancement. Here is a very latest future track projection right now. Maybe some snow up towards Juneau, Adams, Marquette, Green Lake counties at noon, and watch that snow come in. Here we are in the evening commute. Snow coming down moderate to heavy just west of Madison. As we get from 6 o'clock into 10 o'clock, notice that heavy band, this dark blue stretching from Richland Center down to Madison, down to Janesville. This is heavy snow that could be coming down at the rate of 1 inch per hour. That's heavy snow, and again, it could be accompanied with a couple of claps of thunder as well. This is the confidence increasing now of an additional band of snow really reinforcing on the backside of the weather system stretching from southwest Wisconsin up towards east central Wisconsin. If this verifies, this is going to add additional accumulation, and it sticks around all the way into the evening hours on Saturday before things finally settle down as we go on into Sunday. What we're looking at here in this map is the chance for at least 4 inches of snow or more Friday going into Saturday when you take into account all the weather models. From Madison and areas to the north and towards the east, there's a high risk, high confidence that we'll at least get 4 inches of snow between Friday going on into Saturday, which verifies, it supports the First Warn Weather forecast projection of at least 3 to 6 inches, if not 6 inches or more in that band where that sets up as we go Friday night into Saturday, that second band. Then the second set of alert day conditions. Sunday going through Tuesday, wind chills could be minus 20 to minus 30 by the time we get late Sunday afternoon, going on into Monday and going on into Tuesday at 6. I'll show you in your community how cold you can expect some of those wind chills. Now tonight, we can't forget about tonight. Clear skies, you got snow out there. That's the perfect recipe for temperatures to just plummet. By the time we get closer to our 10 o'clock newscast, we'll be approaching 0 overnight low temperatures tonight. We'll likely get down into the single digits below 0. Colder in certain locations like Madison and Watertown and Janesville by just a couple degrees because you had a little bit more snow, a little less snow to the north and to the west. That's why temperatures are just a touch warmer because less snow fell to the north and west of Madison. And then the snow again comes in as we go Friday on into Saturday. Again, likelihood of additional accumulation provided our weather models continue to trend with that next band developing. Could still see a few snowflakes on Saturday. That high on Saturday of 17, that's early in the day. We'll have those crashing temperatures, and then the bitterly cold temperatures are here to stay for a good portion of next week. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The American Birkebeiner ski race is back this year, and just 1 week away now. The Nordic ski events in northern Wisconsin are finally getting some help from Mother Nature. Derek James visited Cable and Hayward to learn more about the Birkie's important economic impact to the region.
In the tiny town of Cable, Wisconsin, there are signs of American Birkebeiner pride everywhere.
More than just the prestige of having the event and that recognition, there's a lot of dollars that come in with that.
The Birkie, a cross-country ski marathon since 1973, is inspired by Norwegian lore. The race from Cable to Hayward brings in $27 million a year to the area.
It's really, really important for these businesses that have really been on a second bad year of outdoor recreation and tourism here in northern Wisconsin.
Last year's smaller, modified event was tough on businesses along both ends of the course.
Everyone took a big hit by stocking up, replenishing, gearing up for the 50th, only to have a no snow year and warm.
There was no traditional finish on the streets of downtown Hayward. Events took place on a 10-kilometer loop around the cable trailhead using stockpiled and manufactured snow, something that wasn't possible when the Birkebeiner was last canceled in 2017.
It was that year that actually prompted us into investing in machine-made snow. We've now spent almost $2.5 million in investing in that equipment because we know how important it is to have the event here.
They pulled off a miracle last year, and everyone was grateful.
As the largest race of its type, the Birkie brings 12,000 ski competitors and 25,000 spectators from all 50 states and 24 countries.
It gets them here longer, they stay here, they eat more, they drink more, they hang out more.
On Monday, Hayward business owners got the news they'd been hoping for, that the Birkie will finish along these downtown streets.
Up north here in Berkey Land, we still can pull it off. We can still have good snow. Like, it's magic out there right now.
In Hayward, Derek James, WCCO News.
Berkey Week, by the way, begins next Wednesday with an open track day, and the full Birkebeiner race is Saturday, the 22nd. A final check on the weather when we come back. More snow on the way. Another storm tomorrow.
Another storm on the way to southern Wisconsin. Here we went 2 months with no snow, and now we've got snowstorms back to back. That next weather event after a bitterly cold night. Don't want to fool you here. Tomorrow morning is going to be bitterly cold with wind chills to -20, actual air temperatures to -3. The snow turns on late tomorrow afternoon through the evening commute. Looking at least 3, 4, 5 inches of snow with that weather event. Could see these winter weather advisories extended into Saturday for additional snow accumulation expected, adding up in total 3 to 6 inches. And then the bitterly cold stuff coming into southern Wisconsin Sunday through Tuesday. And it's going to take us all the way almost till the end of next week to get out of that deep cold.
Oh boy, hang on everybody. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Alex will be here to guide us through it all. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you back here at 6.